The company right in front of me is Buy Rent Kenya, and that man over there is the person we'll be speaking with. Well, hi there.
Hi.
Hey,
Alex.
Alex is your name?
Yes, have a seat.
Many thanks. So, what is Buy Rent Kenya?
Buy Rent Kenya is the #1 property portal in Kenya. So basically, it's a website where we link property seekers with property sellers.
So what makes this space the ideal for a property company such as yours?
An ideal space for us to work. Well, look at it. It's open. It's free. There are no doors. There are no offices. It's one open plan space. And it's a fantastic place to be working in. It's very, very relaxed. It's very, very tranquil in the sense that you can get your work done in your own space. But you're also available to reach out to all your colleagues here in one open space.
Alex, 2 questions. I've gotten the whole concept. Many thanks.
Thank you.
You are watching the Ideal Space TV show, where we're all about delivering magical elements in the spaces we live, work and play in. We're not a property program, please don't get us wrong, but we would like to give you ideas on where to park properties such as this. Moving on, here's a story of a man who has decided to property list everything for live, work and play on the internet spaces. Let's see what Buy Rent Kenya is all about. This is the #1 property portal in Kenya and the country's 12th most popular website, a company that has made it possible to people willing to buy or rent space depending on what their preferences are. With a focus in creating a real estate community for buyers and sellers, brokers and developers, Buy Rent Kenya has offered the ideal search engine for either commercial or residential seekers, and has also equipped them with the necessary and complementary tools and information built on leading technologies.
What our philosophy is, what we believe in, is creating a marketplace that's open, that's transparent, that accumulates all the properties in one place, which then makes it easier for people to find property. If you are looking for property, rather than looking through a magazine, looking through a newspaper, going through one website, going to see an agent, going to see a broker, come to Buy Rent Kenya. What we want to do is we want to have all the properties in one place. You tell us where you want to live, tell us what your budget is, how many bedrooms, and everything that fits your criteria, we want to put out there.
How did this come about?
So funny story. In 2011, I was getting married.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, yeah. It's been a while now, but it's good. Congrats is always good. It'll make my wife happy.
Great.
So a friend of mine from university, who I studied with in the UK, had recently moved back to Mauritius, where he was working in real estate. He'd come to Nairobi and he was surprised. He was like, look at all this construction, look at this development that's going on here. How can I learn more about it? And so I was like, okay, we can pick you up a magazine or we can look in the newspaper. And then we started thinking about it. We're like, it wasn't really efficient. It wasn't an efficient system if you wanted to know about property, if you wanted to buy property, if you wanted to rent property.
That's right.
So we're like, okay, let's create Buy Rent Kenya. Name says it all, buy and rent in Kenya. But and that was the idea. It was really, we wanted to create a place. We understand also that in the market there's a lot of fraudsters, a lot of people taking advantage because there's no real structure. Mm-hmm. We try to work mainly with established agents and developers.
Every month, more than 160,000 people visit the site to access more than 10,000 listings for residential and commercial properties, as well as local real estate news, market trends, home styling, expert advice into buying and selling.
One of the great things about property is it affects everybody in a different stage of their life. You have the guy who's just finished university, finds a job, wants to move out of his parents' house. You have the young family who's maybe moving from a 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom or maybe into a house. You have the guy at the later stage of his life who's looking, you know, for an investment, whether it's office, whether it's land, whether it's farming. And so property is a huge spectrum, and it affects everybody. And of course, at Byron Kenya, what we're trying to say is like we want to put that all into one umbrella, but then give you the option to be specific about what you're looking for, what your needs are, and what you know, Joe's needs are, what Tom's needs are, what Hillary's needs are completely different.
What were some of the challenges that you had to face when starting Buy Rent Kenya?
Trying to get people into the idea of using internet to market, using internet to list, was a very alien concept. You know, people are very used to the traditional methods, print, you know, banners, expos. And trying to get them on board was very difficult at first. Now it's a little bit easier. I think people understand the value of it. I think from a consumer standpoint, it makes great sense because you can come online, you can see a virtual tour. You're not just looking at one picture. You can see the bedroom 1, bedroom 2, different angles, you know, living room, light. You can give a full description of what it is. And if someone is interested, they can contact you straight away. So I think people are starting to catch on, and the challenges are less apparent than they were 2 years ago.
How are you going about cutting the middleman?
So one of the things, like we said, we try to do is we focus mainly on agents and developers, established ones, people who actually have companies who are registered. We actually, every agent who lists with us, we try to do a site check. We will go to their office. We want to make sure they're not fraudsters. We want to make sure that the property list that they have, they're mandated to sell. And it's not a list that they've just copied from somebody else and saying, I want to sell it and make a commission on it. So I mean, it's always a work in progress. And I think, you know, eliminating fraud is one of the key things to instill confidence in this property market. So when people are looking for something, they have absolute faith in what they're buying, what they're seeing is what they will get.
The thing about Buy Rent Kenya's website is its unlimited content in real estate, a fantastic design and a user-friendly interface.
Where do you see yourself in future?
Everyone's property search is different, and we want to develop tools and develop, you know, concepts to make everything more personalized and make the whole process, like I say, efficient and easier.
I'm done.
Okay, awesome.
I'm going online. Really, thanks.
Super. Good.